Hello, my name is Dave. Thank you for coming to my YouTube property channel. If you have been following Singapore property news, you will know that the interest rate has gone up. And then the property prices, whether it is sale or rental, has gone up too. However, if in spite of all these conditions and you are in the market to purchase a new launch property, then this video is made specially for you. So in this video, I'm going to share with you 5 criteria on how to select the correct new launch to buy in this current property market situation, and then I'll give you some recommendations based on those criteria. In today's video, we have quite a bit to cover, so why not just grab yourself a cup of coffee, sit back and relax. Before we get into our main topic, let us do a recap of the recent development. So the interest rate, as you can see, has gone up to 3.85%, and as a property agent, when we do calculation, we have to base on a 4% interest rate. Besides the increase in interest rate, the property prices in Singapore has also jumped by 3.4%. The resale condo volume has fallen. However, the price has continued to increase. This is due to the demand and supply. When you have lesser resale unit to sell, the prices will increase. Then how about rental? The rental has increased by 6.5%. However, all these percentage increases is very hard to tell the actual situation. So later I will show you the real numbers. This is the rental price of the condominium in the CBD area near to the Tanjong Pagar MRT. So here I've chosen 3 examples to show you, but we just have to look at the first example. Look at this unit. It's a 1 bedroom and 1 bath unit. It's even smaller than a 400 square feet. But then the asking price is already $4,500. I know many people, when they look at the units of the new launch, they will say that, oh, it's so small. But then look at this. Even with this 398 square feet, you're already fetching a $4,500 rental per month. Before I continue our video, I just want to make it clear that I'm not here to argue about whether you should buy now or should you wait. Okay, as I mentioned, this video is for those who think that they are actually ready to come into the market to purchase a new launch project. Okay, but just to share with you a fun fact, I've been an agent for almost 8 years, okay, 8 years plus. So since year 1, right, since my day 1 as an agent, right, every year there are people without fail who come and tell me that it's not the time to buy. Singapore property is getting more and more expensive. But then I think to myself that besides property, every other thing is also getting more and more expensive, right? So you have your egg, your chicken rice, getting more expensive. So how can property not get more expensive? So if it's getting more and more expensive, right, which I agree, okay, then how about the future generation? That's something that I'm so concerned with, because I'm also concerned for my children, for my younger siblings, right? Okay, so then I think for those of you who think that, okay, you want to come into you want to buy a property now because you know that property, for the same reason, property is getting more and more expensive, and you want to start now, and then I will say that I congratulate you. You have made the wise choice. Okay, this is a action of wisdom. Okay, so in this video, I will share with you the 5 criteria. Here are the 5 criteria, which I call them the 5 C's. First is the location, followed by entry price. And is there a ready pool of tenant? And how about the rental price in the area? Of course, the price appreciation. Whether you're buying for own stay or for investment, price appreciation is important. Then the point number 5, which not many people will mention to you, that is how soon can you start to rent or to move in. That is the TOP date. For the first point about the location, it's not just about whether you have an MRT station, which is very critical, but it's also about whether is there any features, any developments around the area that will make this condominium, the project that you buy, unique. For example, let's say you're buying as an investment, then I think if you have a good school nearby you, especially within the 1 km, then you have a bigger pool of buyers in the future. All right, and I will show you an example that those condominium that's near the good school, they will fetch a higher rental price. And then about this location also, we are actually consulting about this tenant pool, right? Okay, so the tenant pool is the number 3 or number 4. Why? Because when you buy a condo, let's say you want to use it for rental, you want to earn some rental income, right? Or want to use rental to cover part of your mortgage. it's very important that you already have a ready pool of tenants. For example, you are near to maybe some industrial area, near to some office building, CBD, or near to some area where you have a ready pool of tenants. And this pool of tenant, right, is not just any tenant. All right, it's also very important that you have quantity and also have the quality. The quality of your tenant is important because trust me, when you become a landlord, you think about your property because it's your property, it's your hard-earned money, but you're letting someone else to stay in your house. Although you collect a rent, but it's still your house, right? Okay, I understand that. That's why if you are able to get good tenants, and then the tenants are ready there for you to bring them in, and also you fetch good prices, right? Then I think this kind of property look no further. All right. Then the other thing is some of you may be buying for own stay. All right. Or some may say that, oh, I want dual purpose. You want for own stay and you also want to act as an investment. All right. There's many people who tell me that. Okay, I understand. So when you want to mix the purpose of own stay into the picture, right? Then I think you also have to look at how easy to live your daily life. I'm talking about shopping, marketing, and sometimes if you don't cook, right, do you have a nearby eateries? There are some properties, right, near to very good school, but around there you can't really find a hawker center, what we go through every day, right? Go to eat every day. And you can't really find a normal coffee shop. There's a cafe, there's a restaurant, right? So there'll be some compromises. If you're buying for rental, then this I think don't really have to worry about this area, right? Because the property that I'm going to recommend to you, right, this area you don't really have to worry because those tenants they are used to eating at more expensive places, right? But if you want to also for own stay, right, then I think it's better that you find some location, right, that is also near to hawker center, right? We are Singaporeans, so we can't run away from hawker center. And unless every time you drink a coffee, must have a Starbucks or have a coffee bean, right? Then you also need coffee shop, right? Coffee store. Okay, so hawker center, coffee shop, right? And then some grocery store, right? Supermarket. I know there are different types of supermarket. Some I won't mention the name, right? Very cold one, okay? So their prices are higher. Then you have the NTUC or Sheng Siong, right? Okay, I think those are very important because daily expenses adds up, okay? And also you also have a huge, bigger variety, right, of the things to buy and then the food to eat, all right? And also wet market, right? Very important, right? Now I will show you a few examples of condominiums that are near to a good school. The first one is the Sturdy Residences. This is near to the Farrer Park MRT. And it's near to the Farrer Park Primary School. So the distance, as you can see here, is 868 meters. Then we'll look at their rental prices. Right, this is the current asking rental prices. It's a bit higher than the previous month. So for 2-bedroom with 2 bath, they're asking between $6,000 to $6,900. About 560 meters from the Anglo-Chinese School is the condo Belmore Green. Let's look at their rental. Now we will just look at the 900 to 1,000 square feet. It's 4,800. Of course, if you go bigger units, you will get higher rents, even up to $6,000. All right, one more example. That is the Bartley Ridge. This is 300 meters to the Mary Stella and also very, very near to the Bartley MRT station. For a 3-bedder here, you can rent up to $5,500, and also for a 2-bedder is about $4,200. And this is partially furnished. So if you were to make it fully furnished, that means you give them the bed and the sofa or etc. Then you can maybe add a few $100, maybe up to $4,500 or $4,600. You may say that, okay, the rental price is not bad. Then how about the price appreciation of this condominium that's near the good school? Okay, now I'll go through a few examples with you. For the price appreciation, I will use this condominium called Kerrisdale that is also less than a kilometer from the Farrer Park Primary School. This is the resale transaction of this Kerrisdale. Even before we look at the figures, I want you to look at the buyer's profile. Of course, the most people who buy from here are the Singaporeans, which consists of 63%, then we follow by the PR 22%, and we have foreigners 13.2%, and we even have company corporation to buy this property. Now, why is it also important to know the buyer's profile? Because if you were to have a bigger variety of buyers, then next time will be easier for you to sell your property, and also which means it has a good demand, and this will certainly push up the prices for your property. Now we look at the figures. The top is the profitable transaction, then the below is the unprofitable, which have one transaction. So these are the transacted price, and the profit of those are 3-bedroom and 4-bedroom unit, and they fetch between 865,000 to more than $1 million. Now I want us to focus on the date bought. You realize that those who bought earlier, they make the most money. For here is 2002, and then 2009 and 2006. For example, during 2002, the first owner who bought it at $512 per square foot. But when they sell at $1,212, so almost twice, as compared to those who bought in 2012. That is about 10 years later. I think they bought as a second owner. Instead of $512 that the first hand owner bought, they had to pay more than $1,000 for the same property. And this is why we want to buy as a first hand owner. And this is why I congratulated you at the beginning of the video. And for the buyer who bought from this 2012 owner, which paid $1,294, next time when he want to sell, he definitely will not sell at the same price unless he don't care about any profit or loss. So if he were to sell, let's say $1,400, and compared to the first hand owner who only bought at $512, so which one do you think will go first? Definitely the first hand owner's property will sell first, and he can easily sell at $1,200. He will still make a lot of money. So I have actually explained the entry price and the price appreciation together. It's only when you buy at a low entry price then you can have good price appreciation. Point number 5. How soon can you start rental or move in? For this point number 5, I think not many people mention that, but to me it's quite important whether you're buying as an investment or you want to buy for own stay or even for both. Because the faster you can move in, right, you can start your rental faster, then you can help you to cover the mortgage faster, right? And then of course if you want to move in, the earlier that you can move in, the earlier you can start to do your renovation, then all the more better, because you can start enjoying your new place, right? I know there are people with various reasons that why you need to look for a place sooner than later. All right, for example, take me for example, I got my house about in September, right? Then I'm talking about 2 years ago, September. Then after renovation, I was in time to celebrate Christmas in my new house, and then followed by the Chinese New Year, which is truly delightful, because after that is the lockdown, right? Okay, so coming back to this topic, I will now recommend some properties that is near TOP, and then they have pretty good entry price, that is you can buy with a correct entry price, and then they also commands pretty good this rental, and then the price appreciation. Of course, price appreciation we can only use a condominium nearby to give us a gauge, right? Because if let's say the condominium nearby is already not doing well, then I think this area is not very good for price appreciation or even for rental. And some of the property that I'm going to recommend you, either they're going to TOP in a few months time or by end of the year, or some already TOP and you can actually move in or start rental immediately, but you're buying at the first hand price. The first one I want to recommend you is Juniper Hill. This is more for investment. This is the location of Juniper Hill condominium. It is about 5 to 7 minutes walk from the Stevens MRT station. We are less than a kilometer from the Singapore Chinese Girls' Schools and the Anglo-Chinese Schools. The next property that is near to good school is called Lilium. This is a low-density, low-rise condominium that is designed in the resort style. This is the location of Lilium. It is walking distance to the Bartley MRT station and less than 1 km to the Mary Stella and the San Gabriel. And it's one MRT station from the Serangoon interchange. The next property is called the Revere. I will recommend this property more for investment. But of course, if you like to stay beside this Singapore River, which you can see from this picture, and it's also next to the Great World City MRT station and shopping mall, and even the River Valley Primary School, then you can buy for own stay, no problem. Because as you can see from this picture, it's a very pretty condominium. This is the location of the Revere condominium. This is by Fraser. And you can see that from the condominium to the River Valley Primary School is only 260 meters. And from this condominium, you go to the Great World Shopping Mall, it's also nearby, and also the MRT station. Of course, you also have a choice of going to the Havelock MRT station, which is also the Thomson East Coast Line. And from here, if you have to either ride a bicycle or run along the river, which is a very scenic route, you actually come to this area, the City Hall area. There you can see the Esplanade and also the Malayan. And why do I say that this is very good for investment? Because in this area, it's also near to the CBD, and as you can see that it's actually so near to the River Valley Primary School. So in the future, you will have many people come to buy your property. Alright, it's very popular. And also your tenant pool will be mostly the expatriate. If you are free, you can go down to this area and you will see that in the evening there's many expatriate either jogging, riding or walking their dog. If you are curious about the rental around this area, so let's say you have a 764 square feet, you can rent up to $5,800 a month, and this is without the furniture. Alright, let's say, but if you were to get the 3-bedder, you can fetch up to $13,000 a month. Same thing, that is without furniture. If you were to provide furniture, then you can ask for a few $100 more. This next property is called 1953. For this property, I will recommend both for rental as an investment and for own stay. I will explain to you why. First of all, why call 1953? You see from this front facade of the condominium, it's actually a preserved shophouse frontage from the 1953. So the actual condominium is actually the building behind the ultra-modern condominium building. And for this is a mixed development. So below, you can actually have your own cafe, your own eatery. In order to explain to you why it's suitable for own stay and investment, I need to show you the location. This is the location of the 1953. We are about 800 meters to the Farrer Park Primary School. And we are also within walking distance to the Boon Keng MRT station, which also brings us to the hawker center and the market. So to backtrack, this is the 1953 condominium. From here, we go to this Boon Keng MRT station. This is one of the exit, and then this is the hawker center, and this is all the coffee shops and all the grocery store that you can buy and shop here. And this is going to TOP soon, probably at the end of the year. As you can see that the construction is almost complete. By the way, this is also freehold penthouses. I know so far there's a lot to take in because if you want to go to this detail, right, I think there's a lot to talk about. So let's say if you're tired now, you may want to pause the video and take a break. However, now I'm going to show you the affordability, right? I'll take one example from the condominium that I recommend. I'm going to show you the affordability on how much mortgage you need to pay every month, and then after deducting from the renter and how much you need to top up. This is the Juniper Hill condominium that I recommended to you, that is near to the Chinese Girls' School and the ACS. So for a 2-bedroom here, you can fetch $5,600 for partially furnished without furniture. Juniper Hill is completed this year, and there are some units that you can buy. So for a 700 square feet unit, this is the mortgage. Per month, you need to pay about $7,150. And after you deduct the rental, you have to top up about $1,550. That is, if your CPF is not enough to cover this, then you have to pay in cash. However, if your CPF can cover, then you don't have to pay anything. I worked out this sum of mortgage based on the latest increased interest rate. For 3-bedder, people are already asking $7,800. The monthly mortgage is $9,825. So after you deduct the rental, you have to top up $2,025. That is, if your CPF is not enough to cover this $2,025. However, if you were to offer your unit as a fully furnished, that means with the bed, and TV, then you can even ask up to even 8,000 plus. For this 1953 penthouses, freehold penthouses, I work out the mortgage for you. So in this area, a 3-bedroom unit, you can fetch up to $6,900. And to buy the 1953 a 3-bedroom unit will cost you monthly $8,894. So if you were to ask for this rental, after offset, you have to top up $1,994 in cash or using your CPF. The other reason for recommending this 1953 condominium is because it currently has the lowest PSF. To buy a 3-bedroom penthouse, it will cost you about $2.2 million, and the location is at the city fringe. And as you can see, it's also near to the good school, Farrer Park Primary School. And for daily living, you have a shopping mall, the City Square shopping mall, and you have the Boon King MRT, you have the Boon King food center, and then all the grocery store. All right. Later, I'll put up a list of all the recommended condominium that I told you today. I'll let you see the price list also. But of course, in the video, I can't tell you more about into more details, right? I mean, the video is already long enough. I mean, thank you for staying up till now. Let's say you want to have more of the information of all these condominium, and even some that I have not mentioned but you are interested in, you can give me a call or just WhatsApp me. All right, then I will do a calculation for you to show you the monthly affordability. All right. So thank you for staying with me, and if there's any needs, just let me know. Right, bye.